This video is a third part of the speech God's Hope for America. America is not seen as an ordinary nation, but as a nation of God, created with the specific purpose of being His instrument and champion in the salvation of the entire world. Reverend Moon warns that America will only remain great if it continues to be faithful to this divine purpose. If the nation betrays God and its early founders, its decline will be rapid. However, he calls upon Americans to save America and the world. So let's get to the speech.
A warning to America. We reap what we sow. Today, the world is divided into two great camps, and a global struggle is before us. Why has this phenomenon occurred? History was sown at the time of Jesus. Jesus was the seed of history. His crucifixion was the sowing. There were two thieves crucified with Jesus, one on his right side and one on his left side. Since Jesus went to heaven through the cross, at harvest time he will return through the cross. The circumstances at the time of Jesus' crucifixion form the pattern that will be repeated on a global scale when the time of his return comes. And that time is now. Today, we are aware that communism is a strong power in this world. Communists say, there is no God. And the democratic world or free world says, God exists. Why in politics do we call the democratic faction right and the communist faction left? Where did this terminology come from? There is a definite reason observing from the historical perspective we are following. This was already determined at the time of Jesus' crucifixion. The thief crucified on Jesus' right side prefigured the democratic world, and the thief crucified on Jesus' left side represented the communist world. The thief on the left side condemned Jesus even on the cross, saying, "Are you not the Christ? Save yourself and us." Luke 23:39. He was saying, if you really were the Son of God, you would come down and save yourself and me. Jesus remained silent. He did not answer this man. There was also a defender of Jesus, the thief on the right. He said to the thief on the left, "Do you not even fear God, since you are under the same condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we are receiving the due reward of our deeds. But this man has done nothing wrong." Luke 23:40-41. What faith was demonstrated by this man on the right side of the cross? He forgot his own death and defended Jesus. What a noble act. And Jesus replied, "Assuredly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise." Luke 23:43. At this moment the seed was sown by the thief on the left side that the world that denies God would come into existence, the communist world of today. And the seed for the existence of a God-fearing world was sown by the thief on the right side. The free world is in the position of the thief on the right side, and America is the center of these God-fearing free world nations. America was chosen as God's champion wherever communism tells the world there is no God. It is America's position to tell the communists, what are you talking about? God exists. God resides right here with us. Is America taking this position? No. Today's America is rapidly becoming self-centered and distant from God. America does not seem to care about the rest of the world, but you must give America to the rest of the world as a champion for God. When America was helping others, sending missionaries and more aid to hungry peoples, it enjoyed its golden age. Confrontation with communism could be done from a position of strength at that time. But today, America is retreating. It is not just fatality that great tragedies are constantly hitting America and the world, such as the assassination of President Kennedy and the sudden death of Secretary General Hammarskjöld of the United Nations, both in the same decade. The spirit of America has declined since then. Unless this nation and the leadership of this nation live for the God-ordained mission, many difficulties will infest it. God is beginning to leave America. This is a warning from God. In our time, all Christians should be world champions, destined to perform for God the role of the thief on the right side. Christians must rise up and be willing to fight for the salvation of the world. But today's Christians are busy enhancing their separate denominations and seeking the interests of the churches. We must unite with the coming of the Lord. The end of the world means that the time of the Lord of the Second Advent's arrival is near. He must have a base somewhere, some prepared foundation upon which he can begin to carry out his mission. America is destined to be that base, but America is deeply in trouble. When I first came to America, I went to New York and stood on Fifth Avenue during rush hour. Suddenly, tears began to roll down my face. I looked at the amazing Empire State Building and the magnificent Trade Center, the tallest buildings in the world. But I asked myself, does God reside in these buildings? New York is increasingly becoming a godless city. It is a city of crime. Such a beautiful city is now crumbling. I can see so much immorality and so many signs of the lack of God in that city. It was shocking to my eyes as I watched during rush hour. I could see many things, and each of them is intolerable in the eyes of God. I asked God, is this the purpose for which the Lord blessed America? I know God wants to see His Spirit prevail in those great buildings. In those beautiful automobiles, He wants to see young people bubbling with enthusiasm for God and love for others. The Empire State Building is not for glorifying God. A new automobile is not for glorifying God. Even if you have only a stone as your altar, when you put your hope and your tears in the service of God, God is with you. I can see that God is truly leaving the great city of New York. Instead, New York is becoming the city of evil. America has been known as the melting pot, where peoples of all colors, creeds, and nationalities are melted into a new race. In order to melt anything, heat is necessary. Do you know who provides heat for America? God was that heat. Without God, you can never have your people melted as one unit. America could only achieve true brotherhood through the Christian spirit. But when you begin to lose this foundation, America's moral fiber will deteriorate. Today, there are many signs of America's decline. What about America's young people? What about their drug problems and their juvenile delinquency problems? What about the breakdown of their families? I heard that 3 out of 4 marriages in America end in divorce. The California state government is issuing more divorce certificates than marriage licenses. What about racial problems and dealing with communism? What about economic crises? Why are all these problems occurring? There are signs that God is leaving America everywhere. I can read the sign that says, God is now leaving America. If this trend continues, in a short time, God will no longer be with you. God is leaving the homes of America. God is leaving its society. God is leaving its schools. God is leaving its churches. God is leaving America. There are many signs of atheism in this nation once centered on God. There are many laws enacted that only a godless nation could accept. There was a time when prayer was a daily diet for America. Today, you haven't heard prayers in American schools for a long time. You may want to ask, who are you to say these things to the American people? So please, raise your hand if any of you can take responsibility for this country. For the past 10 years, American churches have been declining in spirit. American churches are becoming homes for elderly citizens. The future of America depends on the young people, and churches are failing to inspire American youth. We need a spiritual revolution in America. A revolution of the heart must begin in America. Individualism must be bound into a God-centered ideology. Who will do this? Who will ignite the hearts of American youth? Will the president do this? Will rich businessmen do this? Will American churches do this? I know that God sent me here to America. I did not come here for a life of luxury in America. Nothing of the sort. I came to America not for my purposes, but because God sent me. For 6,000 years, God has been working to build this nation. The future of the entire world depends on America. God has a great pillar in America. Someone must come and prevent God from leaving America. My followers in Korea said goodbye to me in tears. I know there are still many things to do in Korea, but by working only in Korea, world salvation would take longer. America must be God's champion. I know clearly that God's will is centered in America. I came from Korea, giving up my environment in Korea, just as many peoples did in the history of God's providence. I do not come to this country to make money. When I came to America, I committed my fate, my family, and my entire life to America. I came to a new country where I can serve God's will. We must be humble. We must start from this moment the greatest movement on earth, the movement to bring God back home. All your pride, your wealth, your cars, and your great cities are like dust without God. We must bring God back home. In your homes, your churches, your schools, and your national life, our work for God's purpose must begin. Let's bring God back and make God's presence in America a living reality. I have started a youth movement, which is probably the only one of its kind in the history of the United States. This is a new pilgrim movement. Does it seem strange that a man from Korea is starting an American youth movement for God? When you have a sick family member, a doctor comes from outside your house. When your house is on fire, firefighters come from outside. God has a strange way of carrying out his purpose. If there is no one in America who meets its needs, there is no reason why someone from outside cannot fulfill that role. America belongs to those who love it most. The sheer numbers of the Christian population in America are not impressive. You cannot impress God with numbers, but only with fervent faith. The standard is the quality of Abraham's faith. How many Christians in America are truly crying out with fervor for God? How many American Christians feel that God's work is their own work? How many people put God first? How many are ready to die for God? You must start, and start now. Even under persecution, you must start. You must give yourselves to God's purpose and bring God back home. We must have our churches filled with ardent faith. We must create new homes where our families can truly be happy. And finally, we must create a new society, a spiritual nation where God can dwell. America must go beyond America. This is the only way for this country to survive. I know this clearly. This is God's will. Therefore, I had to come to America, where I became a voice crying in the wilderness of the 20th century. In recent weeks, and particularly in recent days, our Unification Church members are meeting each of you, and not just once, twice, or 3 times. I am sure you are almost tired of them, but put yourselves in the shoes of these young people. Why are they doing this? Does this bring them any financial gain? 85% of the young people in our movement are graduate students. They are able to earn tens of thousands of dollars a year, but instead, they are on the streets asking you to come to these conferences. Their hearts are compassionate. They have one purpose. They want to save America. They want to bring God back to America, and they know that by serving the world, they can save America. These young people are here to rekindle the spirit of America. America has a great tradition. All of you must revive it. We need a new pilgrim movement, with a new vision. This is inevitable, because God leaves no alternative for America. You have no other direction to follow. The new pilgrim movement comes, not only for America, but for the world. In other words, the movement for the salvation of the world must begin in this country. America is the foundation, and when America fulfills its mission, you will be eternally blessed. This is God's hope for America. This is God's ardent hope for you. I myself made a commitment with our young people in America that we will fight in partnership with God for this great crusade. I want you to join these young people. I want you to support these young people. There is nowhere else to go. When you bring God back to your home will be safe. Your juvenile delinquency problems will be solved. There is no good answer to the racial problem except God. Communism will be no threat when God is present. God will increase your wealth. This is the only way for America to be saved. This is my deep desire, from the bottom of my heart, that America may see the glorious day of renewal. And for this reason, I come to speak to you with hope for America. I truly appreciated, particularly tonight, all of you who came and listened so attentively. May God bless your home and bless your work. Thank you very much.
This was the third and final part of God's Hope for America. Don't miss the next video with another moving and revealing speech from this messenger of God who was ignored during his lifetime. Did you enjoy the video? Then don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Comment or ask a question. I'll be happy to answer, and I also greatly appreciate a like.